what work brought you to Rome then? What kind of brought you down that path of New World Order stuff?
Sure.
Because that's a very rare career path.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Francis says there's a God of surprises. Well, I was certainly surprised when I went to Rome, and I'll set the timeline. It was November of 2013, and your audience will remember he became Pope in March of 2013. So it was just about 6 months after his election, and I was going to the first human trafficking conference at the Vatican. And frankly, Kennedy, I was excited. This was a Pope that was talking about my issue, human trafficking. I've been an attorney in child advocacy all my life. I had found many kids and rescued kids out of human trafficking networks. So I was excited to be addressing and sitting there among, it was a small conference, only 80 global experts, and to hear what the church had to say about this issue. So I went there full of excitement and left stunned. I was there for 2.5 days, observing the entire conference. I felt like I was in a Obama-Biden Department of Justice conference, or I should say a UN radical conference. There were radicals from the UN, from the Obama administration, from NGOs, and one friend from America who sat next to me turned to me and said, "Are we the only pro-lifers here?" And which was shocking to be. And quite frankly, I didn't trust my instincts in the sense that, and I met the Pope. I was, in his close presence for at least 20 minutes. I wasn't on a Congo line. He came and met the whole conference. We were right outside of Casa Santa Marta. So I had an opportunity to observe him. And the people that they had lined up to speak at this conference were, frankly, I felt, not Catholic. We never heard the words evil at the conference. It was in documents since then have, to my horror, linked a close nexus between climate change and human trafficking, which is absolutely absurd. Yeah. And so I left the conference really, I said, with my soul rattled, and just vowing to investigate what was going on, to really test what I saw, what my instincts were telling me, because I could not believe that what I was seeing was what I was sensing was this huge leftward shift by the Catholic Church, by the heart of Catholicity. And so I began to investigate the Pontifical Academy of Social Sciences, Marcello Sanchez Sorando. They had many conferences, many speakers. I actually went back to the Vatican to try and get the Pope to listen to the other side of the climate change agenda. But what was most concerning to me is that the speakers, both at in the human trafficking conference and since then, have been have been the pro-globalist agenda, pro-abortion, anti-life. Many have been what I call the brain trust of George Soros, and to the exclusion of the entire other side of any argument. And as we know, the Catholic Church has been over the millennial been open to both sides. The search for truth, and certainly the search for truth in science is oftentimes changing. But in this sense, there was an absolute censorship of the other side of the climate change, the other side of the globalist agenda. And so what I initially saw in my trip in November 2013 was reaffirmed not only through my research, but also through my second visit in April of 2015, where I went with 6 of the most, I would say, the most prominent scientists in the world, who were shocked that the Vatican was not listening to them. These are men who put men on the moon, who were climatologists and scientists from MIT, worked for NASA. I mean, the finest, most experienced and respected men in the world. And yet the Vatican had no time for them. They wanted to listen to Jeffrey Sachs, an economist, and from Columbia University, who, you know, was a advisor to Bernie Sanders. So that's really, and of course I continue to speak about it, share my research, write about it, and nothing's changed. In fact, as I think your audience would recognize, things have gotten much worse at the Vatican, and they have really kind of come out of their, come out of hiding, and really shown what their true agenda is.